Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. How you doing? How you diddling, as they say? I'm diddling all right this morning. Here we go. Now, yesterday, I did a bit on UKRI, and Jessica Corner, I asked, an acolyte of the cult of EDI or just a fool? So I'm hoping that you've already seen that one so that you're ready to go with the next one. This is in relation to the funding stream of 7 billion plus that UKRI hold, that is for research, innovation, all that kind of stuff across the UK, which doesn't just influence academia, because this is about the entire supply chain. So they provide funding. This will then stimulate local economies. It's actually a sort of social and economic stimulus package that is used every year by the academic sector and by those that work with them. So businesses, individuals, all that sort of stuff. So I asked yesterday if Professor Dame Jessica Horner is an acolyte of the cult of EDI or just a fool, because they've released what they're going to do with EDI, and essentially they're going to embed it in everything, and they think that they can have equity and also equality. Ha ha! Are you in for a surprise? This is academics' mind, right? So I've got here today the next one that we're going to look at, and there's a number of them, so there's more to come. This is a guy called Dr. Arun Verma, who is involved in an awful lot of this at that level, i.e. the highest level of funding that is possible for research and innovation, as well as being a large economic stimulus package. He's a leading figure in integrating, here we go, intersectionality, inclusion and equity in higher education systems, policy and programmes both nationally and internationally. He is head of equality and inclusion at the University of London and a fellow of the RSA, the Royal Society of the Arts, before. His area of expertise is rooted in the relationship between intersectionality, inclusion and equality in relation to student and staff retention and success. Right, okay, so all good, is it? Some of us might not think so, but there you go. That's what he's up to. So let's have a look and see about what do we know about Dr. Arun Verma. Well, we can take a look at his education here. He was from October 2013 to 2018. He was at the University of Dundee, and his field of study was social research. Prior to that, Kingston, clinical applications of psychology. Right, okay, and then University of Portsmouth from 2007 to 2010, where he studied psychology and I believe got a degree in that. So what else is he up to? What additional affiliations has this man got? Let's take a look, shall we? He works for Advance HE currently. He's head of department. Now, if you don't know what Advance HE is, go and look, because they're responsible for a lot of the problems we're having. Athena Swan and the Race Charter. Right, all this nonsense that's going on in academia that the public's paying for, absolute boondoggle. University of Dundee, he was an academic tutor at the Centre for Medical Education. Prior to that, he worked for Save the Children as a consultant, then Surrey County Council in Qualitative Research and Design Lead. And then 2014 to the present, he's still at University of Dundee. And he's an academic tutor, marking students' assignments. He also was at the University of Portsmouth from June till August as a research assistant for 2 months, and then prior to that, he was at the University of Portsmouth for a month as a research assistant again. So since 2008, he was a research assistant. He's now, in 2025, embedded himself at the top of the funding stream of £7 billion plus of public money, and is obviously very keen to ensure that the absolutely revolting edifice of the EDI continues as long as possible. This is what I mean when I say we've lost. If they manage to embed this in every piece of funding that goes out to every part of the country and influences every single sector, it doesn't matter what laws you change. Because by the time we're gone, this will come back roaring out of the gate, ready to ruin another generation, and that's what they're doing. So then we can have a look and see what work has this gentleman published. Well, he's worked here with a number of people on something called Ooh, You Are Surprisingly Strong for a Girl, Gender Retention and Success in Healthcare Education, in which he says healthcare students' workplace learning experiences are influenced by their gendered identities, and their experiences can be particularly problematic in gender discordant rather than concordant specialities. I'm not going to go on. It's absolute rubbish. Intersectionality, positioning and narrative, exploring the utility of audio diaries in healthcare students' workplace learning. Okay. This article explores how audio diaries enable researchers to make sense of issues pertaining to intersectionality, positioning, and gender in workplace learning environment and learning narratives. Literature supports the utility of audio diary method. I'm honest to God, please just go away, man. Right? So why is he there? Why is he doing this? Right? And how has he got there? That's what I'd really like to know. Perhaps you all could put your heads together and try and find out more about Dr. Arun Verma, because, quite frankly, I think this is along comes a spider. And it looks to me like he's got his fingers in just about every aspect of this revolting EDI nonsense. So what else have we got? Well, he was awarded an honorary degree from the University of Dundee. You can see him there. Look, smiley, smiley. Dr. Verma received his award as Doctor of Laws honoris causa for his work and service to inclusion, wait for it, intersection, and there we go, anti-racism. He's an anti-racist. So he's of the Kimberly Crenshaw, Ibram X. Kendi school of totalitarian thought. That's what he is, right? It says it here. I'm not lying. It says it here. He was one of 6 leading figures from science, law, medicine, sustainable energy, refugee rights, and inclusion and intersectionality, what includes everybody, to be honoured at the university's summer graduated ceremonies. Dr. Verma holds a special connection, having studied his PhD. Following the completion of his PhD, he kept a close relationship with the university. He spent a short but in fact impactful period as a lecturer where he specialised in leading international students through theory, practice, and implementation of equality, diversity, and inclusion within organisations. This is a spider, right? Okay, this is not just your little HR person. This is a spider at the middle of the web. So what sort of thing has he come up with? What's he said in the past, and why should it worry us? Let's take a look at this. Anti-racism is recognising that when a black, Asian, and minority ethnic colleague is subject to a racial injustice, that they will be supported and empowered to challenge the status quo. To be anti-racist is to truly be intersectional. Remember, you're either a racist or an anti-racist. That's how Kendi works. That's how this whole philosophy works. You're either racist or anti-racist. This is pure critical social justice, hard left, neoliberal left madness, right? To be anti-racist is to be truly intersectional and to be stronger in solidarity to those that live with multiple intersecting disadvantages, inequality, and oppressions. This guy is a grievance wallet. He's a victimhood oppression pusher. That's what I think. I want to be proved wrong, but right now it's not looking like I am. To be anti-racist is to be able to practice care and compassion with yourself and others. No, it's not. To be anti-racist is to be a grievance-mining, hateful, envious individual. That's what it means, right? I am not an anti-racist, mate. I'm anti-racism and always have been. So what you're saying is that you're either an anti-racist or a racist. So anybody who doesn't believe in your cult of anti-racism, which of course is part of EDI and is always with a queer and trans lens, if you're not part of that cult, then you are therefore the problem. You are a disgrace, and you're at the heart of the EDI offering from UKRI, which has got 7 billion of public funding. I want you fired. I want you gone with your absolute abject bloody nonsense. But then I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Aaron. Aaron, tell me I'm wrong. To be anti-racist, all right, being anti-racist offers a holistic, what the hell? A holistic. A holistic model to driving equity. Oh, there we go. And equality. So he wants equity and equality. Not only do I think you're unfit to do the job, I think you're thick, right? You cannot have equity and equality. You can have one or the other. Either equity, equality of outcome, or equity, equality of opportunity. You can't have both. Because, of course, equity is murderous. Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot, the Nazis. Thought of that one, have you? Ugh. Being anti-racist offers a holistic model driving equity, equality, diversity, and inclusion across one of the most influential sectors in today's society. He's talking about science, by the way. He's talking about STEM. This is the absolute capture of the entire supply chain right across the board, every academic study, organizations that are working them, business that are trying to work with them, individuals that are trying to work with them. This is a totalitarian lunatic at the heart of our funding. But of course, I could be wrong. That's just me thinks that. But have I got more evidence that there's something going on here? I had to dig, but I didn't have to dig far. Take a look at this. Oh, here we go. Dr. Arun Verma, finding queer joy in an intersectional world. Extraordinary. The LGBTQIA plus community, hands, knees, and bumps a daisy, is a vibrant tapestry of diverse identities, experience, and legacies. In recent years, the concept of queer joy has emerged as a powerful tool for empowerment and resistance within our communities. Within our communities, is it, Aaron? Honest to God. Right? This lunacy, that was June 2024, so a year ago, right? And he's now sitting on the EDI board with the largest funder of everything that goes on in the damn country and 7 billion in their pockets. If you think that we've won, you are wrong. If you do not think that this is a massive threat to everything that we've achieved so far, then you are not paying attention. We need to focus on this. We need to go for UKRI with absolute rabid intention and with a clear mandate to end them in every respect if this is what they're going to do. They are totally infected, folks. Totally infected. It's the only way to see it. Totally infected. And we need to get in there and get rid of these people with extreme prejudice. Off your pop. Off your pop, matey boy. Yes. Here's your P45. Go and find some queer joy. So then we then ask the question. He said, what is queer joy, says Aaron. Queer joy, apart from the fact that the word queer is a slur, and it's what they use when they kick my head in, we also know what queer theory actually means, don't we, in the GC crowd, eh? We're wise to what they want with their boundary-breaking behaviours. Queer joy is the act of celebrating our authentic selves, not our authentic selves. Oh! Have you stroked your authentic self lately? And finding happiness in the face of adversity. What adversity? You're sitting on the board of an organisation with all the funding that's possible for the innovation and the research in Britain, and you're talking about adversity. You know what adversity, mate, is, mate? You know what adversity is, Aaron? Me. And everyone else that will get behind ending your absolute nonsense. It's about refusing to let discrimination and marginalisation define our stories. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's about breaking down boundaries, especially the boundary between adults and child. And it's about having absolutely no boundaries whatsoever, destroying the nuclear family and ensuring the rise of the trans empire. What do you think we are, stupid? Queer joy can be found in small, everyday moments. I imagine they are, Aaron, probably when you're mostly alone. In small... small everyday moments. Just had a quickie. And a shared laugh with your community. I'm laughing at you, mate. Or even the feeling of belonging within what we often describe as the chosen family. Oh my God, this guy is the full enchilada. And he's advising UKRI. He's involved with UKRI. It just gets better, right? Okay. It can also be found in larger triumphs like advancing equal access and participation in society and increasing representation of the queer community. Honest to God, get in the bin. Get in the bin, you rabid homophobe. Is he a rabid homophobe? How do I know? He might be a fine person. He might be great to have a beer with. Perhaps he's got a good line in jokes or maybe impressions. I don't know what his comedic acts are or what his party piece would be. But right now he's sounding to me like a homophobe. Am I right or am I wrong? Queer? Oh, queer narratives have often been dominated by stories of trauma and struggle. There's not been one single queer trauma and struggle, right? It's been gay men. Gay men, that's been the struggle. While these stories are valid and important, they don't always give the whole story. Queer joy reminds us that we are not fully defined by our pain. We are resilient, creative, and capable of experiencing profound happiness. Oh, just off, you absolute spreader of delusional rubbish. Here, he's higher up than bloody... You remember Hartland, who dug his nails in, the lunatic? He's higher up than that fool. Queer joy is also an act of resistance. Is it what you resist in? Reality? By celebrating our lives and love, we challenge the oppression by embracing and championing a counter-narrative of celebration, pride, and joy. No, you don't. No, you don't. You offer a deeply disturbed view of the world. A deeply disturbed view of the world, in which children are adults, in which nothing matters, there are no boundaries, in that you've got to constantly spend your life looking for grievance and intersectional problems. You are a miserablest movement with a utopian ideology, and eventually you'll end up shooting people. That's my take, because that's what happened before, isn't it? We've seen it a dozen times when you get these collectivist nitwits in charge. In some parts of the UK, we can celebrate pride and being part of the LGBTQIA plus hands, knees, and bumps a daisy community. We also know that we show up for those that do not have that privilege and freedom. Right? There is nobody in the UK, honest to God, where are you living? What world are you in? Okay? I'm a gay man. I'm a 60-year-old gay man. I know about this far more than you do because you weren't there, mate, because you're essentially a child in this particular fight. Right? Let me tell you now, I have not been bothered for 20 years by anybody because I happen to be a big pufter. You, on the other hand, want to be bothered. So you wear it like a credential. Then you can say that somebody's bothered you, which means that you can drive forward your victimhood movement, which currently has got 7 billion of the public funds behind it. Can it get worse? I hear you ask. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, never march alone, championing trans allyship is the theme for Pride 2020. Now more than ever, we need to act on this message. There are communities in the UK and beyond that are currently being silenced, marginalised and oppressed. I recognise the silencing my LGBTQI plus peers, colleagues and friends experience. I'll just get in the bin. I want to cultivate spaces to counter the narrative of hatred, oppression and violence towards those less heard and seen. I'm sick to death of the likes of you, right, okay? I am not part of your stinking community and I'm a gay man, right? It's not a community, it's a collective. It's a hard left, a neoliberal collective. And what you are pushing is equity. And equity, young man, kills. But what successes has he had? Well, he's led a groundbreaking initiative to designing inclusive cultures for international online and distance education students across the world. What does that include? What does that include? Men in dresses with tits? Moobs? Is it? We can now say that we include men with moobs who like to invade women's spaces. Oh, and also, what else have you got going on the line? We've got LARPing women pretending to be gay men. Well, let's give you a degree for that. Led the intersectional analysis and commentary of the Royal Academy of Engineering's flagship inclusive cultures and the Royal Academy of Engineering has got this psychology clown helping influence their commentary. The Royal Academy of Engineering, this absolute unbelievable interdisciplinary intersectionality nitwit has been advising the bloody Royal Academy of Engineers. What is wrong with these people? It's like a massive circle jerk. What is wrong with them? Right, but what about board appointments? Where is he? Well, I've got a few here, so I've blown it up a bit so you can see it a bit bigger. Royal College of Nursing, chair of the... He's in the Royal College of Nursing. UKRI Research England, chair of the EDI expert. Universities UK, Research England Office for Students. What's he doing there? Surrey Black Scholars, non-executive directorate getting on board, a fellow of the RSA. Why has this psychology student got this position? Why has this psychology individual got anywhere near any of this? I want to know. I'd like to know. I could be wrong, man. He might be lovely. But let's see, what does he have to say in his book? Oh, well, research excellent assessments. We want excellence in research, don't we? So that we can ensure we get the best from the best to help the most. Nobody can argue with that. Well, unfortunately, he can. The notion of research excellence, research awards, and the research excellence framework are significant contributors to disempowering Black, Asian, and minority ethnic staff from progressing in their research careers in academia. The notion of research excellence is noted to typically promote destructive hyper-competition, toxic power dynamics, and poor leadership behavior. You're a bloody commie, aren't you, Aaron? You're a communist. That's what you are. We can smell you a mile off. But he's such a good communist that he hides in plain sight under the banner of EDI when it's got nothing to do with anything to do with helping anybody except for their hard left neoliberal nonsense. Equality, diversity, and inclusion is a fetid, rank industry that needs to go. But unfortunately, because he's had a stroke from a university that says he's okay, and he's managed to wheedle himself in, God knows why, to a position that in my book, because of what I see here, only what I see here, I could be wrong, he doesn't deserve to be there. All of these people decided to work with him. There you go. Unbelievable. Royal Engineering Academy, University of Brighton, University of Research England, UKRI, University of Sussex, RCSI, the University of Wolverhampton, Leeds, Birmingham, the Open University, Engineering Professors Council. What the hell's he doing there? He's a psychologist, right? And by the sound of it, a failed one, because he doesn't seem to be doing much about psychology, does he? He's gone straight into the grievance industry. There's more money in it. Or, of course, I just could be completely wrong. Now, you tell me, what exactly do you think is going on here? Because I'm damned if I know. I do really. This is the capture of the entire funding stream that will make sure that the trans, queer, race, EDI, grievance-driven victimhood movement that is the EDI industry is embedded in everything from the time that they sign off the money. If they give it to you at all, they might not if you're white, or if you're not suitably involved with the queer community, to the time that you're going to pay the guy that does your cleaning. They will insert it in every single step along the way. That's what they'll do. And that's what they're planning to do. Tell me I'm wrong. Tomorrow we'll take another look at these morons, because that's what I think you are, a moron. You're not, of course, because you're where you are and you've done the work. But I think you're a moron. All right? Do better, you nasty little intersectional victimhood garnering mad left nut job. And that's enough of the Jester insulting this poor man, who I'm sure does an excellent job in all he does. What else can you find out? Who is he? I'll see you later. Bye-bye.